Hi, Pisces, or anyone watching for Pisces. This is your August love reading. So I have shuffled the deck. I pulled your cards. I have two for past, two for present, two for future. We've got advice, a card for the person on your mind, and a card for yourself. Bottom of your deck is the Six of Pentacles. Ooh, and Judgment. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on in your deck, and then we'll get to your spread. Making a decision about what you want to do. It looks like something that someone was doing backfired on themselves. Now, I don't know if this is you. I feel like it could be. It almost looks like you were trying to create something for your future after a period of feeling really depleted. Okay, guys, so what I'm seeing here, and I'm not trying to come at you, but this is literally like you didn't go after what you wanted, and instead you went after what was available. And now it seems like it's kind of falling apart. Okay, so it's almost like you weren't wanting to put in the effort to reconcile with someone or to do what was necessary for a reconciliation to happen with the person that it looks like is on your mind. And there was an ending because of this. And what I'm seeing now is like you ended up moving into a situation that you didn't really want as much, but it was almost like you didn't want to be alone, or you didn't want to have to put in the effort to be where you really wanted to be. And now it's kind of falling apart for you. And what I think that is that it's not in alignment with what you want, right? So when things are getting rocky where you are, it's a big deal. It's like, do I really want to put in the effort or the energy into maintaining something that I don't even want, right? That's the problem that it seems like you're having. It's almost like you made kind of a snap decision to go do something that was easier with someone else. Sometimes that happens, like if you have somebody that you're in a long-term relationship with and things are rocky, and you've both done a lot to one another and you separate, it looks like it would be a better idea to go be somewhere else, right? It's easier than to have to like figure out all the problems or try to smooth things over. You could have a fresh start with someone, and then it's like, okay, we're on equal playing ground. It's 50-50. I'm not already in a deficit, and trying to prove myself, right? I don't have to work as hard. The difficulty though is that it's something you don't even really want. So everything feels hard, right? The work feels hard because even though it's significantly easier than what it would have been had you stayed where you were, it's not something that you want. And so every step that you're taking to try to build whatever this is, it feels 50 times harder because you're not interested in this, or you're not interested in the person that you're with the way that you were the person that you chose not to reconcile with, is what this is looking like to me. All right, well, kind of a weird message, kind of heavy energy. Let's see what is in your spread for August. Past energy, time is fluid. This could have happened, could be on its way. It looks like this already took place, in my opinion, though, because I'm seeing that there was nothing happening, right? There was nothing happening in the relationship that you wanted. Perhaps you have like a twin flame or somebody that you feel like is where your heart belongs. And it feels like there just was no movement in the situation. You know, you could have started to feel bitter towards that person, or they could have felt bitter towards you, because what I'm seeing is almost like a period of no contact or separation, ignoring one another is what this is looking like. Let's see what was going on with you, because I'm almost picking up on the vibe that you thought that the person that you were dealing with was gonna come back, or, you know, take it how it resonates. They could have thought you were going to come back, but instead it's like you both moved on. You both left each other and treated what initially seemed like a break as a breakup or an ending. Neither one of you were willing to compromise or to try to meet in the middle, is what this is looking like. So it just like got called, even though maybe it's almost like there wasn't really an ending or like a definitive, like, this is over. You know, there wasn't a lot of closure between the two of you, but because neither one of you said anything, you just both decided to do other things, right? Now it looks like in that time you both picked things to work on. So for you, I believe you're working on the situation that you're in with this newer energy is what this looks like. Let's see what the person you're interested in is working on. Okay, so they're single, but they might not be for long because they took this period of separation and decided to work on themselves. They wanted to reinvent themselves. Let's see why, because I'm almost picking up on the feeling that your person wanted to become a better person for you is kind of what this looks like. Yeah, they wanted to turn this chariot in the upright. So your person didn't come towards you because they actually wanted to work on themselves so that they could be better for you. It's almost like they didn't know what to do in the situation if they would have stayed. So they wanted to take time and do their thing to become better. And then that way, even if you didn't change, like, okay, say for example, your person had a tendency to always say something like, I just wish that you would contact me more. You don't talk to me enough. Like, when I text you, you don't text back. I feel unloved. I feel unwelcome in your life, right? And maybe you separated because of that. Your person looked at the separation and they started thinking like, okay, I can't change Pisces, right? Maybe that's who Pisces is, that they just don't feel the need to communicate with me every day. So I need to go over here and I need to figure out my own insecurities and figure out why I feel like I need someone to validate me every day or to acknowledge me every day. Like, what's going on with me that makes me like feel needy, right? Because I can't put that on Pisces. I can't expect Pisces to move different just because I have an insecurity. I need to figure that out for myself. I need to work on me, right? They didn't communicate this to you though. And so the way you saw it was that this person went off to go be with someone else or do something else. But that's actually not the case because they're showing up as the hermit, right? You don't know this though. So when they don't come back towards you, you take that as like them wanting you to chase them or them being stubborn. And so it actually made you upset because at present, I'm seeing you being angry because you feel like this person was trying to like manipulate you or put you in a box or make you be something that you weren't. But what you don't realize is they actually had that thought process that you're having. And they were like, okay, it's not fair for me to expect this from Pisces because I have like a core wound from my childhood. Like, I need to like go over here and heal this, right? The hard part is the communication is just not a thing, you know? And so when they were working on themselves, I don't know if they thought you were going to follow suit and eventually the two of you would get back together is kind of what this is looking like. What was this person thinking? Okay. So actually this person felt like they hurt you and they didn't want to keep hurting you. So they felt like they needed to go be alone. Let's see what they had thought was going to happen with the relationship. Okay. So they actually thought that you would wait or that you would be sad and that you wouldn't go looking for new love because there was not like the closure of, okay, we're done forever. It was like you both just kind of did the slow fade or you got frustrated with each other and stopped talking. And so this person was under the impression that you were not like in a rush to date other people. They thought they were still like the person that you cared about or that you were with, even if you weren't together. But it looks like you took it as them not wanting anything for the future. And so it it did something to you. It almost like made you feel rejected, or made you feel like you wanted a partner like right away. Okay, so that's probably how you ended up in the situation you're in with this Empress reversed, Queen of Pentacles reversed. It's almost like you found a rebound or something. Instead of going back to whoever this was and being like, hey, can we talk, right? I think both of you have like a really strong fear of looking like the weak person in a relationship. You both have a really strong fear of looking like you're being played or foolish or gullible. And so your egos kind of get in the way, right? Because the person that went off to figure out what was going on with them, they didn't communicate that to you, because it's almost like they have a hard time saying, like, maybe I'm the problem here, right? Maybe I'm the one that needs to go to therapy. Maybe I'm the one that needs to work on myself. So I'm not trying to paint them as being like, Mother Teresa, because they had this thought where they were trying to protect you or to get better for you so that they wouldn't keep like having the same problems with you. But they didn't communicate it because they didn't want to be like, I'm the problem here. You get what I'm saying? You took it as like, okay, they don't want me. They're the problem. They're rejecting me. But I also don't want to ask if we're done, just because I don't want to look needy. I don't want to look like I want them too much. You get what I'm saying? So the both of you, it's like you both want each other, but you're not willing to communicate it to one another because you don't want to seem like the weak one. So it's almost like for you, rather than see what this person had going on, you just took it as them leaving you, and you wanted to move on too, so that you don't look like you're just waiting around, right? You don't look broken up about them, or like you're sad, or wondering like what the future will hold because you don't care, right? And the reason why you felt that way was because when this person did what they did and they didn't communicate to you like, hey, I care about you and I don't want to bring problems into our relationship, I need to fix myself. When they didn't say that to you, this person could have even shut down or just got cold or ghosted you. You took it as like them not wanting you or rejecting you, or maybe they met someone new and that's why they just changed so quick, or maybe they even said something like, well, let's just be friends. And to you that was super confusing. Like, what do you mean let's be friends? Like, we were just a thing. I don't understand. You get what I mean? So like I said, I'm not placing blame on you. I'm not placing blame on them. This looks like a situation where egos got in the way and there was miscommunications or a lack of communication. And now it seems like because of the way that you felt, you went off and did something new, but it's not what you want, right? It's not, you're still very much looking at this past situation. You're not happy where you are. Let's find out about that. Because at present, it's like you're getting more and more angry. Let's see what's going on. Maybe this person, so maybe this person before, you could be in communication with this person right now. And they've been working on themselves, but they still haven't told you that they did it for you. And so you're just seeing this person look like they're having all these gains, right? And you're getting upset because it's making you feel like this person shoved you aside to like do better in life. It's almost like you're looking at them like they're trying to prove to you that you were the toxic one by being healthy when you're not around. And it's actually making you upset, and it's for some reason causing problems where you are. So let's find out about that, because I think, in all honesty, Pisces, when you pick this rebound person, you didn't really vet them very well. You just wanted to feel like you were doing something new. And I think you may have fallen into a relationship that's a tad toxic. And so the person that you're with right now, it looks like they're gaslighting you into feeling like you're the problem. And this is really triggering for you because you just left a situation where you felt like you were being made to be the problem. You get what I'm saying? And so this is all kind of coming to a head. And if this old person is in your life now and they seem like they've got all these gains without you, and the person that you're with is making it seem like you're the problem. And so it's pissing you off because you're like, I'm not the problem. Like, I am a good person, and I'm not understanding why it seems like everywhere I go, I get hurt, right? I don't understand why it seems like everywhere I go, people blame their problems on me, or they don't treat me the way that I deserve to be treated, right? You're feeling really rejected and upset and confused, really confused. I see that you want stability. You want to be in a relationship that's solid and safe. The hard part is like maybe the person you're with is more financially stable, but they're not emotionally stable. And it seems like maybe this person over here was more emotionally stable, but they weren't financially stable. And so you're having a hard time trying to decide where you would rather be is kind of what this looks like. And your advice is actually to be alone for a while, just because it's like, you're not getting what you need from either party. Let's see anything else about the person you're dealing with now. And you don't have to be in a relationship with this now person. This could just be someone you hang out with. Knight of Cups in the reverse again. So this person's very manipulative. I feel like you wanted new, and so that's why you ended up here. But what the universe is saying is like new for you would actually be you being single and completely independent and emotionally autonomous from anybody, right? Because this person, I feel like, actually really loves you if they're willing to take a step back and try to work on themselves, but their communication sucks because it made you feel rejected, right? This person over here is using you, and I'm not sure what they're using you for. So let me see. Oh, okay. So maybe this person also had just gotten dumped is what this looks like, or they were feeling the same like core like wound that you were feeling of rejection or of not being good enough. And so you attracted one another, right? And in the beginning, I think maybe you were good at making each other feel really special. But what happened here? Because something changed. Oh, okay. So I think part of the problem is that you feel like this person moved on without you, this person over here. And it, like I said, it's causing problems in this connection. And that's what I saw on the bottom of the deck is like you actually want to be here, And so it's like as you see this person prosper or do better, it's making you feel frustrated with this. Tell me more about that. This Ten of Swords again is making you want to leave the person that you're with. Why? Okay, you're starting to see, you see that this old person is your match. Why is that? Okay, so you're having some kind of epiphany. I think what it really is that this person, when they weren't with you, they did better. Whereas this person over here, when they're with you, they do worse. But when they're not with you, they do worse. You get what I'm saying? It's like there's something about this person where they can't really do much of anything without you. But it's almost like they are so codependent. They're oddly codependent. It's making you angry, is what I'm seeing here. This person never gives you any space or peace. It's like that you can't do anything without them. There's never peace in this relationship. This person is very problematic and they're very selfish. They don't care what they're asking from you. They just want more and more and more, right? Whereas this person over here had wanted something, But then when you like bucked against it, or you were like, no, this is just who I am, they took a step back and they were like, wow, you know, if I love that person, maybe I shouldn't be expecting them to do those things. Maybe I need to figure out what's going on with me. Right. And so the two people you're dealing with are like night and day, and it's making you angry. This person that you're giving most of your time to, or that you're around the most, it's actually starting to make you really upset with them. And it makes you want to give to this. It makes you wish you would have stuck this out a little longer. Especially because I think with you now perhaps talking to this person over here, you're seeing that they didn't leave for someone else. Like, you're realizing that they really did just leave to try to become a better person or get their life together, even if they're not saying it, because of what they're talking about. They're not talking about dating other people. They're not talking about being in relationships with other people. They're just talking about like trying to understand themselves better or get their money together or their life together. And they're actually not blaming you for anything. And I think that was unexpected, because I think when you came back into contact with this person, or if you haven't contacted this person yet, when you do speak to this person, you're going to see that the separation wasn't about you. It wasn't because you weren't enough, right? And they don't have like ill will towards you. It wasn't them feeling like you didn't have what they wanted, or you were not good enough to commit to, or you were like some kind of failure. It really was because they wanted to be able to come back and offer you something better, right? But I think what's interesting too is this person over here, they're not trying to get in the way of what you have going on. And so that could be kind of pissing you off too, because if you've created a new relationship with someone else, what I'm seeing is this old person is staying to themselves. Like, they're being talkative or supportive, or they will be talkative or supportive to you, but they're not asking you to do anything but just to be happy, right? There's an energy here of like, oh, well, if that makes you happy, okay. And I think that's upsetting you. But this person doesn't want to, they don't want to like come in and bust up what you have going on. They want you to either let this run its course or to make a decision about what you want. But this is not someone who would ever say like, okay, now come be with me. And that's bothering you for some reason, because it's almost like you're realizing that you don't want to be where you are, and you're realizing that you don't see a future with the person that you're with. But you're also having to figure out, how are you going to get out of this situation when this person seems like kind of a like smothering energy that's always criticizing you. This person is weird. They're very unhappy. You know, they're very unhappy. It's almost like you manifested somebody that really does to you what you thought this person was doing to you. You felt like this person was criticizing you, or being like, why can't you do better? Why can't you be more? Why can't you give more? Right? But now you're with somebody that really does do that all the time, and it's really irksome to you. You know, it's like you're looking over here and you're being like, wow, this person, they really just wanted like something that I could have given. But even when I didn't give it, they were just like, okay, well, let me reevaluate myself. Whereas this person is like, no, you got to give me everything all the time. What's wrong with you? You suck at everything. And you're checking out of this situation, right? You're ready to go. And I think what's interesting is like, you initially thought this situation was a lot of work, but this is so much more work, right? This is becoming so much more work. And I think you're frustrated because this old person is around, but they're not coming to your rescue. They're not giving you any evidence that they want you physically or emotionally. You know, they're not saying anything that would make you feel like you should leave this person. So you're going to have to do it of your own accord. Because if you don't leave this person, whoever this is, they're going to end up doing something else eventually, because you are in a relationship, right? I feel like this person, though, is really focused on their money. They could be going to law school, or be going to school for something where they become like a CEO. There's something here where they're just really focused on their own like finances. And deep down, honestly, they're not coming to save you because they feel like this is going to run its course anyway. And they don't want to be a part of it. They don't want to get in the middle of what you have going on. Maybe in the past, something like that happened. Maybe this person over here was like someone you met when you were in a relationship and it became weird. There's something here where they don't want to get involved. You know what I mean? They want you to make your own choices. They don't want to sway your decisions because it feels like perhaps something like that happened in the past and it didn't work out. So they're just very focused on money right now, and not like material, like they're materialistic, but it's just more like they're focused on being the best in whatever it is that they're like giving attention to, is how I'll say it. Like if they're trying to be in school as a student, they're like, okay, I'm going to be on the dean's list, right? Like they're just very, very focused on what they have going on. They're trying to build generational wealth. This is somebody, they wouldn't push you away if you tried to come towards them, but they're also not going to fight for you either, because to them, they're like, if I keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing, hopefully whenever Pisces figures out what they have going on, they'll come back, right? They'll come back and they'll see that I loved them all along. That's kind of their thought process. All right, future energy for August, King of Wands, Ace of Swords in the reverse for Y. So I feel like this is you stepping into the energy of what do you want, right? Because this relationship that you're dealing with right now is so weird. It's like you're the sidekick, or it's almost like you're not even the main character in your own life right now because this person is so selfish and demanding. And eventually you may sneak away from whoever this is what I'm seeing. Wow, because you would rather have been in a situation where nothing was happening than to be here. So it's almost like you reason with yourself of like, well, when I was kind of single, because me and whoever this is were doing the slow fade, I was actually way more content than being with this person over here. So even if whoever this is doesn't want me back, I would still rather be in a situation where I just don't really have anything going on than to be wherever this is. Like, I'm just so unhappy, right? This is good because it feels like you are stepping into your own power, your own, like, what do you want for yourself outside of relationships? Maybe you're somebody who has a tendency to not stay single for long or to never really be single. But this is actually you putting yourself first and not allowing people to tell you anything about yourself, right? Because like this person has a lot to say about who you are and what you should be and how you should show up. This person over here, they had ideas, but they rethought their ideas. But ultimately, it feels like you end up in relationships where the person that you're with always needs something more than what you're giving, or you end up feeling like you're not good enough or your efforts aren't good enough. And so this is you stepping into your power and being like, you know what? I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm not going to keep letting people plant ideas in my head about who I am or how I show up or what I'm worth. I'm going to find my own stability within myself, right? This is you getting into a place of wanting to fix whatever is going on with you that attracts you to situations where you want someone to validate you or you want to be something to someone, and realizing that you're enough regardless of who you're with or whether you're with anyone at all. And there's also an energy of you wanting to work on yourself so that you can have a really healthy relationship in the future. It's almost like whoever this person is, even though they haven't exactly told you how they feel or what they'd be open to, you see something about this situation that has healed you because you see that they loved you so much that they wanted to be better for you. Now, I don't know that you want to be better for this person, but I do see you wanting to be the best version of yourself because you're starting to see that that's what love is like working on yourself, loving yourself, right? Because whoever this is, I'm not saying they're a saint, but what I am seeing is that they wanted to work on themselves so that you could be exactly who you were, and they would always view you as being enough because they loved you, right? They were like, I don't want to make Pisces feel bad. I need to just fix my shit, right? So that I stop asking Pisces for things that maybe that's not in Pisces nature at all, you know? And so I think through this example, it shows you like, you know what, even if I don't end up with this person, I'm lovable. Like, I'm lovable to the extent that somebody would like go off and try to be better for me, even if we don't get back together. And like, for some reason, that does something for your self-esteem, because it's almost like maybe in seeing that this person went and tried to fix themselves, and when they got back in touch with you, you were somewhere else. But even then it was like, well, if that is what makes them happy, I would rather them be happy, because I wasn't ready when they were ready, right? So if someone else is ready, I have to let them go be happy, right? It's almost like you're kind of having this epiphany with the Six of Cups of like, I'm not unloved, I'm so loved, right? I'm so loved by whoever this is, that I need to see in myself what this person saw in me. And so it's kind of cool because you're going off late August, early September on a journey of your own, right? Where you're examining like, how do I turn this Nine of Pentacles in the reverse into the upright? And I'm picking up on a lot of like apprehension from you. I really think maybe you just started dating very early and you've always been in a relationship. You know, I think there's a lot of fear. You're actually really afraid that whoever this is over here will end up with someone else. But the universe is showing me, or God, or whatever you believe in, this person over here is actually just not open to love right now. Like, they don't have any intention of being with anyone. They're not willing to give to anyone but you. They don't want anyone but you. They're just not in a hurry to come and get you. Okay, so like, if your fear is that whoever this is gonna like magically meet Mr. or Mrs. Right, and then you're gonna be left alone, you don't have to worry about that, because they don't love anyone the way that they love you. They don't want to love anyone else. So I guess that's good. But in you knowing that, the cards are also saying don't play with that, right? Like, if somebody would rather be single than be with anyone but you, and you know that, the cards are saying like, don't take that for granted and then like try to put this person through it or play with them, because it's showing that you're gonna end up losing out. So let's get advice for the person that you're dealing with over here. All right. So this person came into your life to show you where or what would make you happy. I don't know that they're the one that makes you happy, because it kind of doesn't seem like it. But they're supposed to show you, like, you were supposed to have an epiphany by dealing with this person. And your advice is Ace of Swords, the Sun. So, like, recognize or see where you feel like you can be your best self, or where you are your true happiest. And then follow suit with that. Now, your advice with this person is Two of Cups, Eight of Wands reversed. So this person, it looks like, is like your love or your soulmate or whoever. And I think you feel that with the Six of Cups. But it's also saying that with the Devil and the Ten of Pentacles reversed, it might be a little bit harder to get back with whoever this is. Like, I'm seeing that you are being advised not to like fight the connection or try to like be bitter or move on. But I'm also seeing that it may take some time. Like, you would have to completely get rid of this, because the hard part about this person is that they don't mind being alone. So they could be alone forever. Like they genuinely don't mind their own company because they're the Hermit, and they're Knight of Pentacles. So they're just kind of like, there's so many things in life to do. Like I don't have to have a partner to do them, and I can always stay busy. So if you don't come correctly to this person, like if you're still dealing with this, or if there's still like anything that could be problematic, they don't have a problem being alone. So they would just go back to being alone. You get what I'm saying? Like, they wouldn't even go back to being alone. They just wouldn't entertain this. They wouldn't entertain whatever is going on with you. Not because they don't care, but just because it's like, this person is almost like, I've been alone for so long that you're the only person that I would actually be with, but also I love my peace, and I'm not going to change or jump through hoops. Like, the same way I don't want you to change or jump through hoops. Like if I have stuff to work on, I'm going to work on it. I'm going to show up as myself. I hope that you will do the same. But if you're going to cause any problems in my life, or if you're going to like have like any toxicity, I know you're who I want, but maybe the timing's just off. So I'll just give you more time. I'll just go back to what I was doing over here. Right. So, I mean, it's kind of hard because like whoever this is, and maybe that was what your frustration was when you were dealing with them, is that they are so independent that they'll be alone before they'll deal with a headache, right? And they also would have like, they would leave their own partner to not be a headache to them. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like your advice is this Nine of Pentacles. Like, if you're with this person, you would need to be completely okay with being single, because this is somebody that they're not going to nag you the way this person is. Like maybe when they communicated what they felt like they weren't getting and it made you upset, they were like, that's valid. I'm going to work on me. So they're just never going to be somebody that's going to expect you to like do things, right? And I feel like with you, that kind of validates you. Like when you can be somebody's something, that's like super validating for you. And you're not going to get that from this person, because they're the kind of person that's like, I'm with you because I want to be, but not because I need you, right? So that's why your advice is the Nine of Pentacles, because you have to learn the lesson of like, I'm enough, whether I'm being validated by someone else, whether I'm being needed by someone else, whether I'm solving a problem for someone else. I'm enough on my own. This is like, you would need to be a whole person and a whole person to make a couple if you were going to be with this energy. Whereas this energy is like, you could be half and half and come together to make one like mega person, but you could never be autonomous in this relationship, because this person here is so up your ass and like in your face. There is no autonomy. There is no like, you are me, I am you, you do what I want. Like, and I think that now that you're seeing what that's like, you would much rather be either alone or with somebody that doesn't hold you to those same standards, right? Kind of a weird message. And I don't want you to think that you're doing anything wrong, because you're not. This is just growth, right? When I cut the deck, you got soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. And reflection, give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So I do feel like this person that you're now viewing as your soulmate or your twin or whatever, you will end up with that person if that's what you choose, right? But you might have to go through a period of being single for a while. And that would actually be really good for you, because I think that you need to spend some time just putting yourself first and really falling in love with yourself, right? Any more advice, please? Let's get advice for this person over here, actually. I'll get 2 advice cards for you. Okay. So this energy over here, you got forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. So, in all honesty, the only reason you ended up with this person was because you were trying to escape the past with this over here, right? So if you can maybe work through the way you feel, you might find it easier to get out of this strange situation that it seems like you don't want to be in. Okay, let's get advice for this energy over here. Okay. It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on another. Now is the time to give to yourself. Wow, that's very much the energy of this person. Trust, transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So, I mean, I think this is pretty positive outside of the fact that you need to figure out how to get yourself out of something that it looks like you don't really want to be in. That's always a little bit uncomfortable. But I think by the end of the month, you could be en route to having a lot more peace of mind and actually feeling really good about yourself and possibly about, your connection with this situation over here. All right, Pisces, this has been August. Thank you so much for sitting with me and letting me read for you. It's always a pleasure. I will speak to you again soon, but you take very good care of yourself in the meantime. Bye.